it's probably the most dangerous houseplant you can own. Let's talk about Opuntia. What's up, fellow plant enthusiasts? My name is Dylan and this is Bane's Botanicals. Today we're going to be talking about Opuntia. Now when I said it's the most dangerous plant you can own, that's excluding if you eat the leaf of like a Dieffenbachia, which are highly toxic. From a practical perspective, these guys are kind of dangerous just because of how sharp the thorns are, how easily they break, and they're just kind of tricky to repot and everything. So this is Opuntia. Now typically when you think of an Opuntia cactus, you're thinking of the bunny ears. They are kind of the flat, circular or oval-shaped paddles and everything. But this particular one is a cylindropuntia because it has the kind of cylinder shape to it. And the common name is actually mini cholla cactus. Forgive me if I'm saying cholla wrong. I think that's correct though. Cholla cacti grow in the desert, the American Southwest, and they can get kind of big, but the thing about them is their thorns are hook-shaped, and that's kind of an adaptation so that they can propagate and kind of latch onto animal furs and things and get carried a long way away. But they're pretty dangerous for people, like if you run into one or touch one. And if you want to see some gnarly, nasty looking videos, look up what to do if you get one stuck in your skin. And just the way when you try to pull away, it's like pulling on your flesh, like not cool. So this kind of does the same thing. And I actually did touch it before I bought it, just barely. And it just got a little bit under my skin to where it could pull. I'm like, wow, that's messed up. But it's so dangerous that it's beautiful, right? Like we own plants sometimes because they are exotic and interesting, and this is no exception. So here is the taxonomy information for Opuntia, and as you see, we are in the Cactaceae family. So this is a true cactus. It's not a euphorbia or anything else that has thorns. This is actually a cactus. The thing about cacti genera is that a lot of times they will use a base word like Opuntia or Cereus, and they will add a prefix to it that kind of describes what the species, or I'm sorry, what the genus is. So instead of just being an Opuntia, this is a cylindropuntia. They do that a lot with Cereus cacti too, the column ones. I don't actually have just a Cereus cactus. The one I have is a Pachycereus, which is a totem pole cactus. Anyway, just side note. As far as care goes, these really need bright indirect light. Direct sun is probably going to scorch them since they're so small. But yeah, they need bright light because they are a cactus. As far as watering goes, let them dry out. Let them dry out and stay dry for a couple of days. They are really well adapted to being dry because they're from the desert. So if you have the regular kind of bunny ear shaped cacti, those will get pruny a little bit faster than, say, this one will. This one's a little bit hardier, but you'll see in the paddles that they'll start to get wrinkled when they kind of need water. I usually try not to let it get to that point, though. I try to water right before that starts to happen, but anyway. As far as soil goes, just a regular cacti soil. So something that has a little bit of added sand or perlite just for that extra drainage, because if they stay wet for too long, they will get stem rot, and that's basically the death of a cactus. And what am I missing? Humidity, they don't really need it. They don't need it at all. They come from a dry environment. So your household humidity, no matter what it is, should be fine for these guys. I think that's about it for Opuntia. Let me know if you guys have any really interesting species of Opuntia that you've kind of owned, or if you have any horror stories about repotting these guys. When it comes to repotting them, I think the best method is the newspaper method, where you just kind of wind up a newspaper and you wrap it around kind of the base here, and you can kind of lift it out without putting too much pressure on the cactus and also sparing your hands, because even trying to use oven mitts, I mean, these thorns will go right through it. So just be careful if you're repotting them, and also just be careful for the plant itself. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this. Thank you so much for subscribing. I hope you guys are enjoying the content and hopefully learning something along the way. And I love talking with you guys as always. Our conversations mean the world to me, so thank you so much. And yeah, until the next video, I'll see you guys very soon. Thank you.